Techmakers, the Warri chapter. We are a community by Google to create visibility and community for women that want to get into tech and tech career. So for us here in Warri, we created this chapter to be able to get women in Warri to be part of the community, to be able to access the global resources that other women are having in their respective locations, to join other network of women globally. Right. So for today, the International Women's Day event is normally held March 8th every year for women all over the world, whether you're in tech or in any career that you're having. Just celebrate women, because for our society as it is, it's a man's world, or like we've come to know it. So we created a day was created to celebrate women and to make them feel as part of the society. So thank you for me. I would like you guys to introduce yourself. Let's get to know your names, and if you are new to tech, or what role are you currently playing in tech. So I'll go line. Let's just get to
Okay, my name is Neka Obari, and I'm new.
My name is Precious, and I'm a designer, and no, I'm not new.
Hello. I'm Demo Promise. This is the third time.
Hello everybody. Okay, my name is May, and I'm new to this program, and I'm also new in tech. And I was introduced by a friend.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Onome, and I'm new as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tola, and I would say I'm not so new to tech.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elizabeth. I'm new in tech, but I'm a digital marketer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Glory, and I'm new to tech.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Favor, and I'm not new to tech.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Progress, and I'm new to tech.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is not new to tech.
Thank you all for participating in this introductory. So we'll go to the next on our agenda. So you're getting the video for the former WTM ambassador, Mrs. Martha Frido. She has some wisdom. While we're waiting for that, let me quickly tell you guys I joined tech, or I came into tech. Right. So I've always loved to help people, like render assistance to people. So you know how technology is for some certain persons, they don't know how to operate their devices or wanting to type a document on Microsoft Office or to search for information. So I've always been good in doing that for people. Initially I wanted to study law, but it didn't work out. Feeling literature. So I was told that okay, you can study business education. That is a very good course. And I got admission into University of Benin to study business education and accounting. While in school, still that dream of or the passion of helping people, I was still doing that, and that was how I was able to become an assistant class rep from 200 level to final year, and also close to some lecturers because of the kind of assistance that I could render with administrative tasks and using computer as well. So after school, I thought about, okay, I didn't study computer science, but I want to further this dream or the passion of coming into tech. So I said I want to learn graphic design since it's something that is not technical. How to get a graphic design training. I was working Mondays to Saturdays as a sales executive, so I didn't have the time to get the training because most of the places I did research on, they have classes around 12 to 1, Mondays to Fridays or in the evening time, and I work from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at a free market. So if you're familiar with the place. So I had to look for someone, and he agreed to take me the classes every Sunday. I have to pay 1,000 naira to learn graphic design. Because of the passion I had to pay, I started learning the graphic design. I think second week into learning the graphic design, my sister was just like, someone wants to do a banner, should you know how to design a banner? Like, I never learned reach anywhere. And no worry, she don't want something serious, not just simple thing for her. Like, okay, let me take it up to see how I'll be able to do it. Because sometimes in learning, you have to practice or show that you know these things in order to come up that imposter syndrome. So I took up the job. The lady said a banner. I designed the banner. I could draw with pencil normally, so using the Photoshop. It was Photoshop that he taught me. So I was able to do that, and I got paid 2,000 naira for the job. Aside the money I used in printing the banner, so I bought my first flash drive with that 2,000 naira. That's how I started my journey into print. So same after 4 weeks, I got admitted into a program in Lagos to study web development. It's a program that was hosted by women testers. I've forgotten the name. In Lagos, it's sponsored by Access Bank. So it was a free program, and I went to Lagos from Warri to Lagos. My boss already knew my passion. So when I was like, sir, this tech stuff, I want to go for this training. He said, okay, who will be able to take your position at the office? So my younger sister was around, and I had to plead with her to go to the job, and she was there for the 1 month that I was in Lagos learning the website development. So I went to Lagos for the period of July 1st to July 31st, 2018. I was in Lagos learning that web development, and after then I came back to Warri. But I still didn't apply for internships because I was scared. I thought thought I wasn't good enough. My background in sales, and I thought, okay, I didn't have that computer science degree, technical stuff, but we just taught the foundations in website development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and all. So I was still there in the market working. Then in 2019, I did another program again with Women Tech Stars, Tech for Them. It was held at Dwaga's house. The daughter organized the event. So after then, during the program, just because I had that experience from Lagos, I was able to excel in the program, and that also boosted my morale in trying to give this tech thing a try, like to apply for internships or job. So I was looking for a particular company. I saw their banner, the manager. I saw their banner at Energy Junction. I checked to see if they have a space. I called initially, and he said there's no space, that they are not recruiting. So okay, no problem. Then the very first GDG event that I attended at Spices Restaurant. Two employees of the manager, they came to the event and they were seated close to where I was sitting with some other ladies from the bloggers training, because I had to invite them for the program. So they got talking and they talked about how they are looking for interns to join the manager. I was listening to the conversation like, okay, maybe I don't call before, now soon I'm not the right person, now I'm the right person. So I just kept quiet and they continued. Then I went to Twitter and I saw the advert on Twitter that they're looking for front-end developer and intern. So I'm like, okay, should I apply? What have I done? I haven't created any project aside the one we did for that tech for dev training. We built a website for a restaurant. I'm not sure I should apply. I don't have the skills. I saw what they needed. I thought I didn't have the skills. So my friends there, apply now. You don't see, they just say apply. I say I know. They say, okay, if I'm scared, I should contact those employees. Their names are Maro and Oma. So I shouted up the Oma on me. I sent her a message. Like, I saw the position, the internship position for front-end developer. I'm interested, but I don't think I have the qualifications to do it. Well, I just apply. If we see your CV, we'll know if you are up for the job. Like, okay, no problem. This was in 2019. So I sent goods and supply customers. We sell Vision Make and Fearless. So I had to do that. The interview was by 1 p.m. By 12 p.m. I was still supplying drinks to customers. And I called in and told them that please, I will be coming in late. I had goods that were delivered. They're like, okay, no problem. Like, how soon can I get there? I said a little after 1 p.m. Like, okay, so long I'm coming, no problem. When I got there, I showed them they asked me questions, what have you done? Still that imposter syndrome. I was scared to answer the questions. They were asking questions, I'm like, I don't know, this is what I did, and this one. I'm like, okay, let us see. They had to start operating my computer to see what I've done. Then they saw the project, I showed them the project, they saw the project, and they were like, okay, you didn't finish it. Trying to, I couldn't. Like, okay, what else have you done? There was one particular competition by African Union for female mutilation mission. So they needed design for how this circumcision, the female circumcision, how they needed a design for subjects, and the design was good. So it was there on the computer. So when they asked me what else have you done, I said, okay, I do graphic design, I can design. So when they saw the design, if you designed it, then how come you didn't submit? Or that means you'll be able to learn and go in the front-end development role. Or like here, that I'm ready to learn and all that. So they said, okay, no problem, that they will get back to you. So hours later, I got a call that I've been accepted for the role, front-end developer. That was how I joined the manager, and the journey started in tech. That's December 2nd, 2019. That was when I started fully. And since that time in the same company, I've grown from front-end development to, I branched into non-technical roles, sales, then now as managing director. That's the story in tech, and I joined from having to work in sales to learning that.
Incredibly brilliant and talented fifth grade students, and it was inspiring because every little bit of exposure they just embraced and got excited about, and it just was a real reminder that when your world has been made to be small, unless someone shows you that it can be so much more open, it stays small. That's when I realized this was systemic, and it was about how systems were impacting the lives and opportunities of my students. And so I decided that I wanted to understand how those systems.
Hello, I'm sorry to call that. This is a video from a staff at Google about our journey in tech as well, so you can enjoy. Sorry, we didn't do that.
I wanted to be part of really designing and developing and improving systems on the front end. And so that led me into public policy. And then as I was introduced to issues of media and telecommunications and eventually tech, I really saw how there was underrepresentation of people like me in that field, and knew that that would be a way that I could make a difference. At the time I came to Google, a just tremendous opportunity to be at the forefront of helping to think about how tech and innovation could help to solve some of the challenges that we face in society, because after all, we were talking about tools and who uses them and how. Our company has grown and the world has become more aware of the role that technology plays in our lives. I think we're having some tough but necessary conversations. Now, a single person can take footage, upload it on an internet platform, and have access to everyone in the world immediately. And that's a tremendous power. And we are thinking right now, policymakers are thinking about what are the boundaries for that power. As a company, Google and YouTube are thinking about this every day. How do you balance, express yourself, create movements like the Justice for George Floyd movement, or to address what bad actors also can do on the platform to spread hate and misinformation. The concept of next gen is when I actually had started to form that didn't know that they had expertise that would be valuable in the context of tech policy and social justice. I knew that just because the world broadly of tech policy isn't as diverse as it should be, wasn't because there was a dearth of talent. It was about bringing, making connections and bringing people together. the real potential and opportunity is that we live up to the promise that I think brought many of us into this sector. And the civil and human rights community are some of those heroes on the front lines of trying to make this world better. So if we can learn from them, we might get it right.
Learning from your failure positively. But for some persons, they feel when they make mistakes or when they fail, there's nothing to learn about from that particular instance or situation. So, but like people would say also is that from every nonsense, there is sense. So there's something, the reason why you failed at getting 1,000 likes on your social media post is because probably your picture or the graphics or caption that you used in uploading that particular social media post was not targeted at the people you want to like that particular post. So if you do it differently, this is going to bring out the result. This slide should be joining us later on.
Hi, Edmond. Good afternoon. Okay. Yes, I am. Sorry. I think I can. I should go ahead. Can you see my screen now? Okay. Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Hi everyone, good afternoon. Okay, I hear a voice. Are we all ladies in the room? Okay, how many guys are in the room right now? How many men? Yeah, that would be awesome, please. Let me see. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, I'm interested in the guys that are in the room. I'm interested in just one person to share a reason why you made it to this meeting today. Like, did you say it was a mistake?
Yes.
Did you just say it was a mistake?
Yes,
Oh
that's
my
what
God.
it
Ah, pretty to shine. You just ruined it. You just said it was a mistake. All right, guys. Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say well done for taking out time of your busy looking for a particular idea might just pop up. And kudos to the guys that made it down. I like your confidence, and it wasn't to make you stand out in the group, but was to actually encourage you. See, I attend meetings that says one, I'm single, of course, and two, I want to learn more about probably that topic. So for you to make it down today is something, and I have prepared my short my short session with you today, so that irrespective of your gender, and learn something. So, as I start my very brief journey with you, I am imploring you to learn
Please
everything I'm
don't
going to
learn
say today.
everything I'm going to
Don't
say
cram
today.
it.
Don't
Don't
cram
learn
it.
it.
Don't
Just pick
learn
one
it.
thing.
Just pick
Just
one
decide that
thing.
whatever
Just decide that whatever Sylvia is going to say
is just
today
one thing I
is
want
just
to
one thing
learn,
I want to
and that
learn.
will give you
And that will give you focus.
So,
So
if I have
if
the
I
go
have the go
ahead,
ahead,
if I can
if I
hear
can
some
hear
sounds
some
in the
sounds in the
background,
background,
I'm going to
I'm going to
start.
start.
So
So
please
please
say
say
something,
something
and
and
let
let
me
me
turn
turn
on
on
my
my
camera.
camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
raining
raining
here
here
in
in
Lagos,
Lagos,
but
but
I've
I've
managed
managed
to
to
put
put
something
something
together.
together.
So
So
I
I
may
may
not
not
look
look
as
as
fine
fine
as
as
the
the
picture
picture
now,
now,
but
but
trust
trust
me,
me,
when
when
I
I
put
put
the
the
makeup
makeup
and
and
that wig on, I look
I look
exactly like
exactly
that
like that
picture.
picture.
So,
So,
yes,
yes,
if
if
you
you
can
can
hear
hear
me,
me,
what
what
I
I
just
just
want
want
to,
to
it's
is
a
a
gist
gist
actually.
actually.
I'm not teaching you anything. There's
There's
nothing
nothing
so
so
serious
serious
about
about
the
the
topic
topic
in
in
terms
terms
of
of
learning
learning
book.
book.
You
You
get
get
what
what
I
I
mean?
mean?
It's
It's
just
just
a
a
conversation.
conversation.
It's
It's
just
just
a
a
gist,
gist,
a
a
reminder,
reminder,
a
a
discussion
discussion
about
about
how
how
do you
do you
cope when
when
things don't
don't
go
go
your
your
way.
way,
Learning
learning
from
from
failure.
failure.
You
You
just
just
have
have
to
to
find
find
a
a
pattern
pattern
towards
towards
managing
managing
yourself
yourself
when
when
it
it
seems
seems
so
so
rosy.
rosy.
I hope I'm not talking
Talking
too
too
fast.
fast.
Edmond,
Edmond,
I'm
I'm
going
going
to,
to,
and
it's
it's
going
going
to
to
take
take
you
Jury
in.
now.
I'm
I'm going
going
to
to
be
be
listening
listening
for
for
your
your
voice. If
voice.
I'm
If
going
I'm
too
going too
fast, please
fast,
kindly
kindly
let
let
me
me
know.
know.
Yes.
Yes.
And
And
feel free to
feel free
drop
to
the
drop the
comments on
comments on
the
the
comment
comment
section so
section
I
so I
can
can
carry
carry
on
on
too.
too.
All
All
right.
right.
So what are
So,
we
what are we
doing
doing
today?
today?
Learning
Learning
from
from
failure
failure
positively.
positively.
It's
It's
all
all
about
about
building a
building a
mindset
mindset
that
that
helps
helps
you,
you,
cope
cope
when
when
things don't
things
go
don't
your
go your
way,
way,
when
when
disappointments
disappointments
happen,
happen,
failure
failure
in
in
a
a
particular
particular
quest
quest
or
or
decision
decision
or
or
goal
goal
happens.
happens.
How
How
do
do
you
you
bounce
bounce
back?
back?
How do
How
you
do you
pick
pick
up
up
yourself
yourself
from
from
it?
it?
And
And
I'm
I'm
particularly
particularly
excited
excited
about
about
this
this
topic
topic
because
because
it's happening on
it's
International
happening on
Women's Day,
International
Tech
Women's Day for women
Makers,
tech
and there
makers,
are a lot of
and
things going
there are a
on in the
lot of
tech
things going
industry
on in the tech
now, and
industry
both
now, and
personally and
both
as a
personally
group,
and as a group,
there's so much pressure to meet up with probably deadlines, projects, um, creation of tools, softwares, whatever it is, their pressure to meet up and also to match up with current best practices, current global trends. So there's a lot of pressure to meet demand. There's a lot of pressure to out from a distance. For me, I've met her only once in Benin, while I'm working with Main One on a project. And she's the founder and CEO of Main One. And Main One is quite popular. I don't know if you guys know about Main One. Main One, they're in charge of providing telecoms and network solutions in West Africa. To speak our Warri language, the country and most countries in I met her for the first time in Benin, the branch office in Benin, and she came to do something for the Edo State government, and she stopped by a branch office, which I was in that day, so it was an opportunity. I don't have a picture to show, but the memories in my head. So Funke has been in the tech industry for over 20 years, doing different roles, playing different roles, different companies. Start a company called Main One, and with such big dreams, connecting companies, allowing them have access to internet and allowing their network solutions give companies Nigeria sort of competition. There are other companies already trying to do that, especially the telecoms, MTN, Glo, Nine Mobile, and the others in other countries, right? So it was a challenge for her. She fought tooth and nail to get it. Of course, she leveraged a network of persons. Then another challenge she faced was raising capital. This awesome idea. Who will now fund it for you? Getting investors too, who will now believe in your dream. And remember, to believe in your dream to the extent that they want to commit financially is another thing entirely. And this is somebody that has been in the industry for years. So you can imagine the struggle, the push, the fight, and the constant meetings, meeting up with potential partners, pitching over and over and over, showcasing your work with the fear of theft of your intellectual property and all that. So those were the big major challenges she went through before she could even establish main one. And to make it much more unique for a story, she's a lady. We're used to men doing the things, this big tech, everything tech, the guys leading, the ladies tagging along. For a lady to stand up and to want to own something such as big as this, it was big challenge for her. She had to fight through that bias too, that barrier also. Then eventually, thank God for companies like Microsoft and Google that are very pro cross-cultural diversity in the workplace, and their support for women, women owned businesses, entrepreneurs, and especially in the tech space. So Google and Microsoft came up with partnership um, deals for her, and that's how she was able to kickstart fully a business. And when that happened, other investors started having the confidence to want to invest because it's now associated with Microsoft, right? Then now, One is the leading in West Africa. The leading is like the number one provider of telecoms in West Africa. If you go to Benin, it's main one when it comes to companies and businesses. Asaba, main one. I'm speaking from what I know, I have seen, right? I don't know much about main one in Warri, but I know they have presence there. But these are the staff in Benin, and by extension the one in Asaba. I've worked closely with them, and I know that it's main one most companies use, and their network solution, their services are excellent in the sense that even when it rains and there is thunder and all that, the network really shake at all. Then without determination, perseverance, positive mindset, she wouldn't have been able to push through the first disappointment, second, third, fourth, fifth, and the rest. So, much as, of course, she's an older lady now, but imagine having to deal with the constant refusal, constant denial of proposals, constant door shuts when you're trying to get into a meeting with a very top potential investor and they tell you they're unavailable because of an idea that is awesome that will benefit both you and I. But after the second meeting and said, I know do again. Enough is enough. Let this idea just die. Let me know stress myself, nothing. One wouldn't be existing today. And I've shared a story just to because she's one prominent woman in tech, just to give you an idea of even the big people that you admire today. They go through disappointments once in a while, not every day, but once in a while. But they've built that resilience, that mindset over the years, let's say practice over the years, that they're able to withstand, they're able to surmount, they're able to push through each perspective. They're able to pick the lessons and use the resources they have to achieve their goals. And for us here today in this meeting is to further motivate you. I'm not doing a talk. It's to further give you real life, scenario idea that this is life. Disappointments will happen, failures will happen, mistakes will happen. Of course, it's not all the ideas that pop up in our head we act on, but the ones you manage to act on, and if it fails, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of you, and shouldn't be the end of your journey in whatever pursuit you're doing, right? So long as for the greater good, and it aligns with what you want to do as far as your career is concerned. While it's not easy to accept failure, understanding the lessons that comes with it can be life changing. That's true. I have failed. In fact, I failed. All right. How to learn from failure. Like I said, it's just gist. It's not a plenty tech talk. It's just gist. So you'll find out that what I'm sharing with you today cuts across board. Family life, financial life, your career, social life. You can apply these steps I'm about to share in all areas of your life, depending on the needs, right? So it's not just about tech alone or just about women alone for the men in the room. It's about your life and your approach towards dealing with challenges. So, how to learn from failure. The number one on my list is frame your mindset, right? How do you think when something has not gone your way? How do you approach things when you're disappointed, when somebody disappoints you, or something you're expecting did not go the way it should go, or maybe there's money you're expecting for something and you didn't get it, or maybe there's a job you applied for, or this whatever it is, there was a want, there was a need, and it has not been met. Somehow it got dashed, your expectations got dashed. How do you feel? How do you attend to the feelings? What do you take out of that feeling? Do you just wallow in self pity, anger, shame, fear, lack of confidence, inferiority complex? You just sleep there and stay there and give up. I'm not doing it again. Life is hard. Whoa, let me face another thing. I hope that is not the mindset you have been carrying all around yourself when dealing with disappointment. If that is it, there is still hope, because the mindset is something that you can see things a bit differently, not just looking at the bright side alone. Because there are articles I read and they say, look at the bright side. It's fine to look at the bright side, but you also have to look at that dull side. What went wrong? How do I fix it? And I'm already on number two. Analyze what went wrong. Where, let me speak my worry language now, and pardon my French. Where I take fuck up, where I take mess up. How I take mess myself up, even if it's not entirely your fault, but what's your own role there? What did you do to make it mistake? Of course, 80% or over 90% wasn't my fault, but you see that small 5% or 10 that I did not do. I've decided to work on it. So it's a course I wrote, and I did not study hard on a particular topic, and it came out and I did not attend to that answer well, and I failed the exam, right? The result came out last night. Now, I'm now focusing on how best to begin my reading for the next diet of the exam, so that to learn from that mistake. Is it a job interview you went for, you didn't get the job? Find out what in your heart, we can really be honest with ourselves. If we think in your heart, what did I not do right? How did I approach this answer that made it, if it's business and it's a customer that you lost, what did I do to lose this customer? How did my service delivery go about? What about the product that I've delivered that did not go well? So that you can learn from the mistake and correct it. Then number four, which is very, very, very important. It's five, but number four is the most important. You have to practice resilience. One thing is to face scenario now. You will write many exams in that school. You will eventually graduate. You may fail some, you may have to repeat some. But the thing is, you achieve one goal now doesn't mean that's the end. There are bigger goals that you have. There are other plans that you want to achieve. So you have to practice resilience, because it's up and down. It will keep happening in different scenarios in your life, and even in your relationships with people. So you need to practice resilience, able to keep pushing irrespective of how painful or how valuable whatever that may have caused the disappointment is, right? So you need to practice resilience. In Warri English, your mind need to strong. Your mind need to strong, if you understand what I'm saying. Then lastly, you need to embrace risk taking. One thing is to have an idea, another thing is to make a decision to do it. What's the worst that will happen? You fail again, right? And then you try again. It's easy for me to say because it's sounding like, oh, I have it all figured out. My dear, no, I don't have it all figured out. Let me give you one small gist about me. When I moved to Lagos, one of my plans was to jump on my presentation skills, like get certified officially. And now I'm over 30, and I'm used to going to what I'm used to go to before is now I'm, and I'm going to a school where so you can imagine the risk being in such a class where you are older than over 80% of the class. But here I am today. I've graduated, I'm using the certification well, and I've met so many amazing people. I'm mentoring some are mentoring me, and life is going well in that regard. So if I did not take that risk of forget it, I'm old, fine, but I can still go to school. I wouldn't be sharing this story right now. And I even met people that were older than me. Yeah, there's a bishop that is 60 something years old. He's in my class. The course I'm doing right now is in my class. He's taking the risk. He didn't care. So what's stopping you from taking the risk? What's the worst case scenario apart from losing your life? If it's life threatening, then it's a different ball game. But if it's you know that it will not kill you to a large extent, please take risk. Take it. Right? And when you will come out successfully with the lessons learned, the setbacks and all the challenges, human factor, everything, but you will have a success story. Failure can be painful, oh. Failure can be painful, but it can also be a powerful motivator. In fact, it is pain. Have you not heard people say, that thing when you do me, now make me vex. Go do this thing. Have you ever been told that you're too broke? And because of that, you've been running up and down, finding ways, legal ways to make money. Yes, failure can be painful, but it shouldn't discourage you. It should motivate you instead. And on this note, I've come to the end of the gist. Edmond, hope I wasn't rapping too much. That's all from my end on this topic. Feel free to ask me questions. Edmond, over to you. I have finished my presentation, so I'm done.
Thank you,
Yes,
Ronnie.
thank you so much.
All right. Does anybody have any questions to ask?
Don't be shy. Ask questions. Don't be shy.
It doesn't have to make sense,
Does
but
it
if
have
you
to
have
make
an
sense? But
experience
if you
that
have an experience that
you it
you
didn't go well and you
didn't
would
go
want to
well
know
and
what
you
can be
want to
learned
know
from
what
that
can be learned
particular
from
scenario.
that particular scenario.
The guys should ask questions, so because I know that they are there.
No one.
No one.
It's a community. We are all here, one for all for one. So who's going first?
Who's going first?
All right, our
All
brother is
right. So
helping
our brother
us
is helping
out.
us.
Thanks.
Hello, ma.
Hello,
Can she
ma.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, ma. I'm a front-end dev, and I'm interior 100 level. I school in Fupre. One day I was studying my school environment. I noticed that anytime I go and read in our e-library, most people that come to read, they are developers. Instead of reading, they will be coding. Then I thought of something. Maybe after school, why can't I have like a hub whereby we can raise students? Because I noticed that there are more of develop. You see guys in elect coding, working with guys abroad. So like me, I want to take that. I want to take that risk. I want to work. I want to start working on it from next year. What are the things you can advise me to do? Because I've been surveying that area of my school, like one of the areas there that is like a school hostel area. So I've been surveying there, and what are the things you can advise me to do? That's the question, man. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful question. I like how you think. I like how you think. You're already in the future. You're not just thinking about the now. Wonderful idea. Awesome idea. Very big dreams. It's a big one, and it's also similar to that. Within that environment, then you should volunteer so you can learn the nitty gritty of such as business idea or business or idea, so to speak. So if there's something similar already happening, either within that environment or within that town, you should tap in as a volunteer. When I say volunteer, not the one you start asking for stipend, though, because honestly, what you want to do is to pick up skills, the experience. So I'll suggest you start by that, so that whatever you're learning, you can begin to improve this idea that you have, right? So that's the first step you should take. So you need to meet up or try to connect with a person or people who are already doing something similar. But if you can't find any of such, and or you find that people who have the same idea, then you should probably form a small network of people having this same idea. Then you begin to look at the resources that are available and how you can start something, right? It's a big one, it's a good one. But now that you're still young, I'm not saying people don't know timeline and the fact that the experience is not there. You need to volunteer so you can clean up this idea very well and leverage on what will work for you in that environment. Lagos, what works here doesn't even work in Ondo, let alone in Warri. And you need to know that the mindset of the people are different, right? So you might find out that you're already they will outcast you for having such a wonderful idea because it's not what they're used to. So you need to find someone or a place that is doing something similar so you learn the nitty-gritty of that business idea. I don't know if my question helps you in any way. My answer, sorry.
Hey, yes,
Does that
ma'am.
answer your question? I think it was another question.
Ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes.
there's this popular statement that school na scam, right? And so some of us went with the idea that we want to study a particular course, but the school gave us some courses that we have no business with. All right, so if one is faced with that scenario, how does one learn from that situation, saying that, oh, you don't have passion, not the slightest passion for that course, all right, and you know that eventually when you graduate, you have no business with the course. So that's my question: how does one navigate,
Right, right.
moving forward?
Uh, Thank you. You just reminded me of my life, school, and a first degree event. Oh God, there's a lot of work to be done in the education sector in Nigeria. To be honest, right? Another thing is our syllabus sometimes can be very interesting. What are those courses that really doesn't apply to what you're doing in school or what you're interested in doing in school, but they've added as a unit. I did masters in public health, environmental and public health microbiology. There was this then my head was everything biology. I did not understand the tech part of that course. I hated it and I wasn't alone. We were many. We're talking masters, so not even BSc, masters. Past 4 years, the projects I've been doing, the skill that I, or the knowledge I've been using like the most when it comes to monitoring and evaluation comes from the biostatistics that I hated. So why am I sharing this? Being well-rounded, right? When you're having conversations, there are some topics you're very passionate about, but doesn't mean that you studied it in school or you're studying it in school. But because you have interest in it, you read about it, you're able to have conversations. The same goes for these courses that you don't need you really don't see why you need it. Conversations might pop up. It might be the one thing you talk about and open doors to somebody you're trying to connect with for a big deal, a big partnership, big opportunity. You never can tell. So what I call this kind of lessons or teachings that we get that we think we don't need, I put them in my residual knowledge bank. Just let it be there somewhere. You never know, right? You never know. And school is not scam. Oh. School is not scam. You don't need that education or certification or lesson or lecture now. Doesn't mean you don't need it tomorrow. Why? Because we cannot even see the future. Look at me today. I'm a development consultant, right? But my first degree is general microbiology. My second degree is in public health microbiology and environmental and public health microbiology. The only thing that is even remotely, which is not often, I'm more of entrepreneurship. Now I'm now doing journalism. I produce programs and content that that has to do with human behavioral change, right? So you see, it doesn't even align. But if I don't go to school in the first place, I don't go even realize, say, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm good at, this is my path when it comes to a career, and this is how I can maneuver either way to make a career, a life out of it. So I don't know if I've question. The truth is, school is not scam. It's better that you're educated and you're not using it to actively make money than you're not educated at all and an opportunity comes and you're not ready. Yeah.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you so
That
much.
Another
answers that
question.
question. Another question.
Hello, ma.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, she can hear.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. When you started your presentation, you said you. That's my question, ma.
Uh-huh. So there's this thing about tech. There's this thing about tech that I've noticed with my interactions with people in tech. I think a lot of tech developers hide under this, tech life, remote life. They hide under it to hide their shyness, their possible. I'm not saying it's fixed, but potential inferiority complex, social awkwardness, and lack of fashion sense too. Because you don't know enough of something, so you would rather not speak on it or show off about it, and it's fine. Everyone is like that, and once you start any new venture, it's always like that. A lot of people try to overcompensate that inferiority complex with forming that they know what they're doing and be forming proud, and at the end of the day people find out that they're just forming anyways. But the truth is, you need to know that it's okay to feel that way, but it shouldn't be the case. While you're feeling like, oh, I'm not confident enough. Are you sure I can do this? Are you sure? Why not think about, okay, I know I cannot do this very well. What can I do? What can I learn? How do I go about learning something that will give me that confidence that, okay, I know enough, or I know something that if they ask me, I answer, right? Let me tell you, it's not about tech. You should see being an all-rounder, not in terms of work, but in terms of a human being. It's is the goal. Tech is your specialization, or you have to be intentional. Read. I read a lot. That's how I'm able to communicate with people a lot, even before I did presentation course, certification, and all that. You see, one thing is to be very bold to talk to people, but what are you saying? Right? What are you saying? Are you making sense, or are you build it? I don't know if I'm answering. Does that help?
All right. Thank you, Ronnie.
Are there any more questions so I can sign off so you can enjoy your program? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
It's a
you.
bye for now, right? All right, take it. Bye.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Have a great one. Bye, everyone.
All right. Okay. So are we getting ready for our next speaker? The face is airing. Yeah, but you have to be pumped up for her. Like, you're not ready. Like, you have to. Because she's coming in with tips and tricks for us. Okay. All right. So we're welcoming Precious. I know. I don't want to even try and say the surname. Before I bite my tongue. Okay. Please, a round of applause for Precious. She's the head of design at Skit Pay. Before I bite my tongue, I dey lick Tom Tom.
Oh, wow. Please, I'm a shy person, so encourage me in any way you can. Good afternoon, everybody. Wow, what a nice response. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Okay, my name is Precious Utobibi. All right, and I'm a designer. All right, and a product manager. Okay, just to name a few. I'm good at many other things. Okay, so today we'll be talking about the future of tech and how women are driving innovation and change. All right. But first of all, I want us to do something very practical. So today, I dared myself to come here and speak to you. You may not understand, all right? She said something about not being too confident, and this is me daring myself to step out of my comfort zone and hold this mic, not shaking, and speaking to you. I deserve a round of applause. So today I'm going to pick random persons, and you're going to be telling us your own day. All right, we are used to truth and dare, but today you tell us your dare. So moving forward, what do you dare to be? Who would like to speak first? No, I'm just giving, so that you not be like, why did she pick me? Some eyes are missed. Nice.
Should I introduce myself?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mary once again, and I dare myself to be a front-end developer.
Hey. Just because I love your hair.
Oh, wow. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faber Ogenemara, and I dare to be an entrepreneur.
Money everywhere.
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I would love to be a front-end developer, and a social media manager.
We like money over here. Wow, nice.
Good afternoon, everyone. I dared myself to be an entrepreneur and a virtual assistant.
Hi guys, so my name is Favor, and I dare myself to be a renowned data analyst.
If you're living here not collecting contacts, I don't know what you are doing though.
Okay, my name is Faith. I would say I dare to be a product designer.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone. I did myself to be an excellent entrepreneur and a product designer.
Designers, Oppo. That means our next meeting, we should not be looking for designers, right?
My own dare is to be a better version of myself every day. Yes.
Okay, introduced myself before. My name is Neka, and I dared myself to be a data scientist.
Money everywhere. Nobody wants to be content creator. What's happening?
Hi everyone. Though I'm a front-end developer, but I dare to transition into Web3 development.
Money.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, my name is Progress. Recently, I found myself getting interested in graphic design, video editing, so that's what I'll be tearing. Thank you.
Nice. So how does that feel? How does that feel? How does it feel letting that out? That, oh, you dare yourself to be this. And actually, that's the first step. That's the first step. You have to move beyond yourself and see exactly do I want to be? What exactly do I want to change? Why am I going to this field? Why am I here? What will I like to do next? And I'm so glad that everybody took the bold step to, say what they want to be. All right, sir, next slide. So, like I said earlier, my name is Precious Otobibi. And yes, I grew up in Delta State, Warri, Efron. I barely go out, so I don't really know places. That does not mean it does not mean that well, I just try. So I started designing 2019, not professionally yet, but I just picked up the interest at 2019, and professionally I started 2020, later part of 2020. Yeah, I'm a graphic designer, brand designer, UX designer, web designer, and yeah, product manager. So my story, all right. It's very funny why I actually started designing. At first, I wanted to do this design, all right, and I met a guy that knows how to design very well. And I said, oh, entrepreneurship, yes, GS400. And in GS400, we needed to produce something. So I was going to produce coconut oil, and I needed somebody to design it for me. And I met this guy, and I asked him, how far? I need to design this stuff. How much? I think he told me 2K. And I'm like, what are you designing for 2K? Is it not just to add the coconut oil, add the text and give me cocoa? Why is it? And I felt like, oh, with the old system of being in Warri, these people, are you sure they don't have like a Yahoo boy hub in this lodge? Do you get? So I looked at them with that mindset. And one fateful day, I decided to visit them because I knew somebody in their room. And I found out that in the midst of them were designers, writers, and social media managers. And I'm like, so with all this, gathering and everything, are you trying to tell me that you are making money from these things? Do you get? Because there's a way you see some certain persons, you'll be like, So you are trying to say you are making money from this thing. And that was when one of them decided to pull me through because he was designing with Photoshop. And he gave me my first set of, I moved on. I decided not to get discouraged, and I moved forward. And that was how I continued. Today, I wake up, I look at some random YouTube videos just to learn more and get better. And that was how I actually moved forward and see me here a couple of years later. And I've gone beyond just graphic design. I decided that, I do not want to stay there. I need to be relevant in this industry, so I need to keep upgrading and keep learning. So that was how I actually started designing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Yeah. So how it started versus how it's going. So it started quite all right, and for the better part, I was earning 500, 1,000, just randomly, not like I did not really put myself out there. You just see me post once in a while, and persons be like, "Oh, can you do this for me? Oh, can you do this for me?" So, graduate. Alright. So moving on, statistics. So, I want to give a little illustration. One other reason why I decided to groom myself in design was I did not get to see a female figure, right, being a designer. For the better part, I saw guys more often. I didn't even know that tech events sense in this tech industry that are working. Ma, please, the next slide. There are workers in the tech industry, all right? And you can see 11% for the representation of women in tech. So, my coming into design and scaling is actually to be recognized as a brand, all right? I had a vision, all right? Not immediately, but as time went on, I decided that, I do not just want to be a designer just because I wanted to avoid too much billing from other designers. I wanted to be a designer because I want to prefer value. I want to be able to give solution to any ideas, all right? Designing visually appealing things that if you come to me and say, I want to be this, I want to start this, I want to run this, I can comfortably and confidently tell you that, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. It will be visually appealing and reach out to your audience in this manner. This will be better. This will be okay. And that was how I scaled, and that's the mindset I have till today. And tomorrow, I still have a few persons. I've been opportunity to see a few ladies, all right, that are doing so well, that inspire me to move ahead of this level I am currently. Now, barriers and challenges facing women in tech. And I'd like to throw this to everybody. So looking at where you are now, what do you think are the challenges facing women in tech? Anybody? Nobody. No challenge. No, okay. Try.
So I'll say one of the barriers personally I've experienced that. So because we don't really have a lot of women in tech at the leadership roles, so the younger ones don't have a lot of female mentors to look up to. Yeah.
That's a major challenge. Please give her a round of applause. That's a major challenge because for me, while growing up, I wished I had seen, females or ladies that would be like, you can do this, you can be this. At a point, I was regretting not being in some certain circles, all right? Because at the end, looking now and looking, from where we're coming from, those persons that knew have actually gone ahead. It's not that you will not be, where you want to be, but just imagine if these persons were there at a certain point in time, how would things have turned out? And that is why I'm so glad that each and every one of us is here, because this golden opportunity I did not have. I wish I had it, but on God, right? So, moving on, barriers and challenges facing women in tech includes, like she said, female mentors. You rarely see females in the tech space that, you can mirror and, focus that, yes, it's actually possible. You can also, I'm trying, so gender bias. I did not want to say something that was not on the slide. So gender bias, women being underpaid compared to men. Should I give this example? So So there was something that happened in school. Sorry, I'm using my school days because that's like the experience I had. So I was opportune to serve in my department, and I had like an assistant, and we went out to do is it some form of marketing because we needed some persons to help us with funds for an event. And I got talking, and the man that we were talking to was like, no, 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 let your head talk. I'm like, who is the head, Kinney? My assistant was like, no, 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 this is my madam. Oh. And I'm like, oh, at first I was like, is it that I'm not, I don't know. They don't, I'm not visible enough, all right? I'm not talking about size, but is that ideology that, oh, because a woman is there, she cannot talk or she should not talk. Like the man should talk, the man in the midst should talk. So that's another form of gender bias that lots of women face. Being underpaid, they'll tell you that, oh, this particular work is not for women. Do you get? Just since you say you want to do it, let us be giving you this amount. Some do not even give maternity leave. Some do not even consider if you are, some ladies should understand. If you are in that zone, they don't even care whether something is going on with you or something is not going on with you. Just work. That's what many people just. So it's very annoying. That's why we need more women in tech. That's why we need more confident women, more confident ladies like you all, more beautiful ladies, so that when you step out in your full glory, you deliver, Abby. Please, next slide. So work-life balance, and this is I will not say it's a major challenge, but challenges is being able to balance work-life. All right, most especially, I think that goes for everybody, both day-to-day workers and remote workers, because some people feel remote workers work a stipulated period of time. Sorry, they work 24 hours. They work around the clock. So at a point, it's actually better to get 9 to 5 work so that you know that once you get home by 5 o'clock, nobody's disturbing you. So having to have that work-life balance, all right? You have a family. For those that are married, anybody married here? You're married? Yeah. For those that are married, for those that are staying with parents, right? For those that have roommates, you're not even staying alone. You have lots of responsibility. Harassment, high level. You get to an office and you see one guy already checking you, like first day at work. Do you get? So for some persons, even getting to go for interview, and you just see some very wonderful bosses. I'll call them wonderful. Very wonderful bosses trying to do some extra, and it can be very discouraging because if you are someone that is not mentally strong, you will just decide that, oh, this thing is not for you anymore. Men alone. You have guys that back up, these kind of challenges, and that's why it's important to speak up. In any situation you find yourself, even building, while you're just starting, while you're still building, speak up, build in public, all right? 2, stand out. Why do I say stand out? Many persons tend to undervalue women, all right? And this is why we need to go the extra mile. We need to put in the extra so that our success will speak loud. So even if you are walking into the room and they are like, who are you? When you give them your portfolio, they should nod their head and be like, oh, we are lucky to have you here. Do you get? So you should go the extra mile. Don't give excuses. It's very easy to give excuses. Oh, I'm not feeling like doing anything. Oh, my body is tired. Oh, I want to go out. Oh, I just want to chill. Oh, I want to watch K-drama. Oh, which other one? Which other excuses? Oh, I want to make my hair. I'm not done my nails. So stand out. And in standing out, you have to put in the work. Proper time management. I sure don't have formula for this one. But what I know helps is prioritizing your time. All right? Detail what you need to be done and give it time ranges. We have Google Calendar. We have, I don't know, many of us are starting. We have Notion. We have a few things that can help you manage your time properly, fix out things, and impute time so that you'll be able to achieve more and do more every day. Build in public and encourage community building. All right, join communities, encourage community building. Now, example of women driving innovation and change. My time is running, so let me speed up. Yes, so these beautiful ladies, aren't they beautiful? Wouldn't you like to be on a slide like this one day? And you're not saying anything. You don't want it. You don't like it. You want to be in Jackpot Junction only. Okay, so these are ladies that, for me, have actually inspired me. This is Blessing Abeng. All right, recently she got into Forbes under 30 list. Yes, for technology. And she's less than 30 years old. Do you get? Fine babe. She's a co-founder of Ingressive for Good. I don't know if you guys know Ingressive for Good. You know Ingressive for Good, where you get to learn, free stuff, development, product design. For those that want to start out, go and check Ingressive for Good. All right. She's branding and communication expert, a designer, and designers are fine. Do you get? So Ada Unduka, how many of us have heard of Shiko's Africa? Shiko's Africa, yes. So founder of Shiko's Africa. She's an amazing lady, very amazing. And she's an advocate for community building. Major advocate for community building. She's developers relations. Yes, Nyamo. How many of us have heard of bamboo? Don't lie. Some people watch Big Brother. People that watch Big Brother. You did not see bamboo. Some people are smiling. They know what I'm saying. So Bamboo is an investment app, actually. Yeah, and she's the co-founder. So these are amazing ladies. Moving forward, we also have amazing ladies. Adora. Adora is doing big things. She is a cloud engineer, all right? And she is currently the vice president of the Nigeria chapter of the Virtual Reality, Augmented Reality Association. She's an author, she's a content creator, a lot of things. Just see. Are you inspired? Oluchi Enebili, Nigeria's first female blockchain engineer. Where was I? Founder of Web3 ladies. And our lovely Piggy Vest. You will not tell me that you don't know Piggy Vest. Everybody knows Piggy Vest. Everybody knows Piggy Vest. So this is the lady behind Piggy Vest. She is a co-founder. So now the big question, what's your excuse? What is your excuse? And you see, step into the lights. Tech is not only for programmers, and it's not only for designers either. You can be in tech as a product manager, social media manager, marketer, even as a doctor. There is something called STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths. All right? So everybody can be in tech. As a doctor, you can be in tech. So tech is not streamlined to people that only know maths or can code. All right? So women aren't strong enough to be engineers. Hello? I graduated from electrical engineering. I am an engineer. So I don't need to explain that, right? Younger people are the ones with a future in tech. Definitely not. Anybody can get into tech. Tech is not for just the younger persons. It's for both the young and the old. You have to look nerdy. Do we look nerdy? Some people look nerdy. Some look nerdy. So another misconception: tech is for boys. Girls should focus in the kitchen. I'm sure we don't agree with that either. All right, so if someone believes they are limited by their gender, race, or background, they will become more limited. And I like to say that limitations are in your mind, all right? Limitations are in your mind. The same way possibilities are in your mind, all right? You create the limitations, you can also create the possibilities. So there are no limitations to what you can be, all right? You just have to move forward and get started. How do you get started? Sabinos, you have to start from where you are, all right? Start from where you are, and if you started, go the extra mile. Block out the noise, negativity, and focus. Discover problems and what? Solve them. Join a community and be active there. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Set achievable goals and what? Very important. You have to be accountable. Accountability helps you move faster. I have done it, I have seen the results, and I'm sure that if you try it out, pick out someone that you know that is serious-minded and be accountable to that person. Someone that the both of you can, very good if you can do it for both yourselves, all right? It makes growth faster. Instead of talking about what's the latest hair to do, and that's good. You can even be accountable to save enough money to. So, any questions so far? Any questions so far? No questions so far. Okay, so success meets those who go the what? Extra mile. Do the extra. That's what makes you extraordinary. So instead of waiting for good things to come to you, go ahead and attack what? Good things. All right? So do the extra, be the extra, and go the extra. Thank you for listening, and you can find me on Twitter at Preshina. Okay. Any question? Shoot me your growth a lot faster. Okay? For example, Women Techmakers is a very unique community that you can be a part of. And like I said on my slide, be active. Put yourself out there, all right? If you have something that, you've done, share it. You never can tell where your help will come from. Do you get? You can be looking at your DMs and be like, this one, who will help me here? Don't, undervalue people and their abilities. Put yourself out there. Join communities. Be active. And the sky is your starting point. So, thank you.